Hey, what's up, Frenzy Head Nation? It's Coach Co, and we are doing the weekend wrap up of Sports Frenzy Season 11, Episode 2. And this is Episode 2 of the weekend wrap up. Hope everybody's having a really good weekend. Let's see. For our Haviland friends, we had Austin with the score of 13 out of 23 points. And then staff-wise, over at Laura Haviland, we have a four-way tie this week, folks. The staff picking up their game over there. Mr. Randolph, Mr. Boring, Smithers, and Jeremy, all with 16 out of the 23 points. And then on my end of things, staff-wise, I haven't got students figured up yet because I got to get onto the Google Classroom to do that yet. But Julie ended up with 10 out of the 23 points, and I'm right there with the Laura Haviland staff. I have the 16 out of 23 points. All right, so let's get into the weekend wrap-up edition of Sports Frenzy and get into the scores for you guys. High school football action. We've got the Addison Panthers getting a major, big blowout win over Manchester. 52-0 was your final in that game. Lenawee Christian getting a huge win in over Athens Redhawks. And I didn't realize this until I was talking to them, but they are playing 8-man football now. And so it's a little different for them, but they are back to their winning ways with a 62-0 blanking of Athens. Ypsilanti Lincoln taking it to the Adrian Maples pretty badly. 42-19 was your final in that game. The Morenci Bulldogs beating up on the Britton Deerfield Patriots pretty good. 56-12 was our final in that game. And I was shocked by this one. They had they had some COVID situations going on in Blissfield, but somehow they were still able to play this game. So I didn't penalize anybody for points or anything on this game because I canceled it on the sheets because I didn't think they could play. I'm not sure how they played, but that's not for me to decide, I guess. But Blissfield got a victory over the Dundee Vikings, 48-6. And again, nobody penalized for that game on our sheets because I thought it was canceled with all the COVID situations going on in Blissfield. But I have no news on that situation, so I'll keep you posted if I learn anything. Next up, we have Hudson falling to Hillsdale. Hillsdale getting the victory, 28-21 was your final in that game. We got the Clinton Redskins getting their first victory of the season, win over the Ida Blue Streaks, 49-26 was your final there. And the Columbia Central Golden Eagles getting the win over the Onstead Wildcats, 21-7. That was your final in that game. Continuing on with high school football, the Sand Creek Aggies, having a hard time talking tonight. Sand Creek Aggies get a victory over the Pittsford Wildcats. 52-7 was your final in that score. And the Jackson Vikings taking it to the Tecumseh Indians, 44-20 is your final there. The Madison Trojans getting a win over the Whiteford Bobcats, 42-24. Now, if I read this right, they haven't got a victory against them since the 80s, is what I think I read. on Twitter. So, wow, congratulations to the Madison Trojans, man. Big win for you guys. All right, college football action, the college games we had this week. We had the Oklahoma State Cowboys getting a victory over the Tulsa Golden Hurricanes. 16-7 was your final there. The Pittsburgh Panthers getting a victory over the Syracuse Orange. 21-10 was your final in that game. The UFC Knights getting the win over the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. 49-21 was your final there. And the Louisiana Tech Bulldogs winning a squeaker of a game against Southern Mississippi. 31-30 was your final for that game. NFL football action. This first game, I don't even know if you can call it action because the Detroit Pussycats got destroyed, annihilated, wiped out, didn't even show up for the competition, couldn't even play, shouldn't have been playing, no excuse, blowout to the Green Bay Packers with no audience in attendance. And the Green Bay Packers took it to the Detroit Lions 42-21. At one point, Green Bay felt so good about how they were doing. They went for a 2-point conversion when it wasn't even necessary. Not even a bit intimidated by the Lions. It just says where the Lions are at. Bag over the head season. Or bag over the head with a mask on it season for the Detroit Lions. Some are calling for head coach's job. Nothing lost, nothing to gain now at this point. So people are saying, same old Lions, and it is the same old Lions. And it's only getting worse. In your 3-point bonus game, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers getting a squeaker of a win over the Denver Broncos, 26-21, and what I heard was a very good game. Speaking of very good games, we have our first overtime game that I'm aware of the season, as the defending Super Bowl champs, the Kansas City Chiefs, beat the New Orleans Chargers 23-20 in overtime. In your final football game, NFL football game of the night, we had the Baltimore Ravens getting the win over the Houston Texans. 33-16 was your final there. And in our one and only Major League Baseball game that we had on the schedule, the Detroit Tigers lost to the Cleveland Indians Friday night of a score to 1-0. But not only did they lose the game, they are pretty much out of playoff contention now. They won't be in the playoffs. And on top of that, Coach Ron has officially retired and will no longer be coaching the Tigers. And so, yeah, we'll be looking for a new coach. We wish Coach Ron all the best as he's been having some health issues. Hopefully he can beat those health issues and recover from those pretty quickly. All right, so that's it for the scores. We'll save any other information we have for for this week's Frenzy show, because we like to keep the weekend wrap up fairly short and sweet, because we know a lot of people don't have time to watch it anyway. So until next Sports Frenzy, that's all I have for you guys. Have a blessed and great start to your work week, and we'll talk to you guys again for next week's version of Sports Frenzy. Take care, everybody. I'm the coach, and I'm out of here.